And so volatility is your enemy if you do not learn to understand the signals that it gives you. When volatility is low, as a primary option seller, we need to become a lot more vigilant, leaves a lot less of our capital so we can prepare for when it jumps up. And then we can learn to love volatility because now it's giving us the pitch that we need. It's giving us that chance to hit that home run, to hit that grand slam, because now volatility is giving us better edge. It's allowing us to be further away from at the money percentage wise than typical. Super high probability. This is where I love volatility. Is because I didn't have anything on yet. So now, or if I had very little on, now I can take advantage of that and still be super far away. The market would have to literally fall past a bear market, go into a correction before it touches my strike. Most likely it has to go in a bear market before I even consider having to adjust, because a bear market would be 20% down. We'll still be 10% from there. Let's talk about learning to love volatility when trading options. Now, let me be as clear as I possibly can be regarding the risks with volatility. Volatility could be a double-edged sword. When it's low, it can feel comfortable. It can feel easy. It can feel really good to be able to put trades on because volatility is just staying in this real nice kind of wave movement. And when volatility is super high, and super high in the VIX world is something over 21. Obviously, you can get to the 30s and the 40s and even in the 80s a few times. But normally, anything over 21 is elevated VIX. And when it's that way, sometimes that wave can feel really big. The swings can feel really violent, as we notice today. But if you understand volatility the way I'm about to explain, you can make a ton of money using it to your advantage, learning to love it. So for example, and this should become intuitive to us all as primary option sellers. When volatility is low, I mean something like 14 to 15 or something even less than that, right? Or you can even consider 15 to 16, you have to be a lot more vigilant. But definitely in that 14 to 15 range or lower, if you've been trading long enough, you've seen it lower than 14. I've seen it lower than 10. When the VIX gets out of that normal range of 15 to 17, this is what I consider the normal range. Historically, the VIX average is 20, but this is a normal range, 15 to 17. When it gets out of that range or closer to the 15 level, that's when you should be more vigilant. You should be trading a lot smaller as a primary option seller, especially if you're doing stuff like the bread and butter style here, our swing trading or the long dated process that Ernie teaches. You want to be very low buying power usage of your account because any little spike can cause a problem with your trade. And it doesn't take the market long to go from a 14 to a 20 just like that, or a 14 to a 25 just like that. And so volatility is your enemy if you do not learn to understand the signals that it gives you. When volatility is low, as a primary option seller, we need to become a lot more vigilant, leaves a lot less of our capital so we can prepare for when it jumps up. And then we can learn to love volatility because now it's giving us the pitch that we need. It's giving us that chance to hit that home run, to hit that grand slam, because now volatility is giving us better edge. It's allowing us to be further away from at the money percentage wise than typical. Before we continue with the video, I just want to quickly point out that if you're interested in learning more about the zero DT strategy or any other of the strategies that we teach here at Dorian Trader, you can check out our Dorian Way School. We're going to put the link in the description area. It will help you accelerate your learning process. Thanks for listening. Now back to the video. I like to say that when volatility spikes up to the levels that we are right now, this just under a 26 on the VIX, 25, 28, 25, excuse me, 25.85, that gives you the opportunity to be crazy far away, way more than 20%, way more than a bear market away from at the money. You can probably today get a crash percent away. That's 30+% away from where it's currently trading at with the swing type of trade. And we'll talk about that swing trade again here in a second. But if you're doing short-term trades, like a 0 DT trade or a 1 DT trade, you can get crazy far away to bet that it's not going to go in a certain area or go to a certain strike. It gives you odds. You can be a lot of times, instead of just being 2 standard deviations away on that put side, you can be 3 standard deviations away. And on the call side, you can be closer to that 2 standard deviation move. That's giving you an edge. I mean, yesterday I was like itching to do a trade, even though the unemployment numbers were coming out, and I normally don't do a 1DT trade on there, but just itching. Yesterday, when we were on the call for the 0DT trade, I was itching to do a trade because the volatility has been so high, the odds have been just so great. You can make so much more money in this environment with the 1DT trade and the 0DT trade with just as good odds, if not better odds. So let me give you a great example here why you should learn to love it. Let's jump over here to this ES here, and let's go all the way out for a swing trade here. Normally we can go 30 to 60 days, usually closer to the 60 days for me, but let's go to this 56 days here. I just want to give you guys an example here. Let's just say the futures contract that we're looking at is this 68.17 here. So I'm going to take this 68.17 and I'm going to minus 30% from it. That's going to take me down to 47.70 basically. I haven't looked at this, so let's just do it. 47.70. So give or take around this 4,800, okay? Do a 100-point wide spread. In this example here, we are able to get basically 30% away, and someone's giving us $60 before fees and commissions. So not great, right? But this is still 30% away from where it's currently trading at. If we decided to go a little less, like 25% or something such as that, well, it's giving us a little bit more, but let's just keep it there at the 4,800 on that put side with 56 days to go. Now let's look and see what we can do on the call side. And so if we go to this call side, and let's say we go to this 1 delta here, and we do the same 100-point wide spread here. And so in this example here, we're not getting what the standard that we would like normally, and that's at least $100 after fees and commissions. But I'm trying to point out how far we're away from at the money here. On this call side, we're really far away at the money. At the put side, we're basically 30% away from at the money. You're getting the opportunity for the market to have to make a ridiculous drop before you even have to adjust, or jump up a ridiculous amount before you have to adjust. You playing this game of this bull put spread, or you playing the game of a super wide iron condor. What I'm showing you here is a super wide iron condor. Let's look at it one more time, and let's go with the 63-day here, and let's go back to that 4,800 there. Do a 100-point wide. And then let's go back to this call side here and go back to this 7,600. And so in this example here, just add in a few more days, perfect scenario, hits our standard type of trade here. We'll receive at least $100 after fees and commissions. The call side, if we do the percentage from here, we're going to take this 7,600 divided by the 68.13 minus the 1. So it's 11.5% up to the upside here. And then on the put side, we know that's about 30% away. You have a 2 delta on the call side, and you have a 3 delta on the put side. So your odds of winning at expiration is 95+% here based on the deltas. 3 and 5 is 5, minus that from 100. 95% chance of winning at expiration. And the probability of touch is 5 times or 2 times the delta. So we got 5 delta, 2 and 3 is 5 times 2. Probability of touch is 10%. So as you guys know, we consider the probability of touch as the probability you have to adjust. So we have a 10% chance we have to adjust this trade. Super high probability. This is where I love volatility. Is because I didn't have anything on yet. So now, or if I had very little on, now I can take advantage of that and still be super far away. The market would have to literally fall past a bear market, go into a correction before it touches my strike. Most likely it has to go in a bear market before I even consider having to adjust, because a bear market would be 20% down. We'll still be 10% from there. This is how you can learn to love volatility, by understanding the dynamics of it, understanding the rules of it. As a primary option seller, you cannot put too much on when volatility is low. You have to wait until volatility spikes up. You have to be prepared, I should say, that volatility will spike up, especially when we've come off 3 straight years of darn near 20% gains. None of us have any business using, in my opinion, more than 30% of your account, ideally no more than 20% of your account, when volatility is in that 15 to 17 range, based on what has happened over the last 3 years and the kind of volatile nature of the current administration. Good or bad, I actually, trading wise, I love the administration. So it's not, I'm not want to try to talk political here. That's not my point. My wife likes to say, the Trump administration has been great to us. This volatility has been great for us because we've prepared for it. You can learn a ton. You should have learned a ton if you started trading January 1st of 2025, you learned like 5 years of trading in just 1 year. That's the kind of experience you got in 2025. And so you should have came into 2026 anticipating the kind of volatility we've had so far this year. Anticipate more of it happening for this year. We just started our Iran situation. This is not the only thing that's going to pop off in 2026. Be prepared. It's that old Lion King song. Be prepared. All right, cracking myself up watching too many kid movies. But you guys get my point. Take advantage of this. I can't wait until the witching hour because I know the volatility is going to be crazy high. I'm just talking about the expected move for the 1DT trade, technically a 3DT trade on Fridays. And if it's what I anticipate it is going to be, I'm going to put a trade on, even though it's a lot of overnight or headline risks over the weekend. A lot of things can happen, but the market is probably going to overstate it. Most likely, 68% of the time, that's the case. And if you're 2 standard deviations away, well, 95% of the time, it's overstated then. And if in this environment right now, you can probably get 3 standard deviations away or close to 3 standard deviations away. 99% of the time, it's overstated at that level. We need to take advantage of it. This is how you do it.
Yeah,
Some of you have
right.
been hearing, one second. Some of you have been hearing me say, please don't forget what you're going to say. Some of you have been hearing me talk about selling put spreads when the market is down 0.5% or more. Well, that's taking advantage of it. Obviously, we're down more than 0.5% today. We're down 1% right now. But you still don't back up the truck because yesterday we were down more than 0.5%. Let's say you put something on yesterday, then great. Now you have something you can put on today. But if you put on too much yesterday, you don't have much you can put on today. You take it slow because you never know if the trade is or the market's going to continue to trend down. Especially if we're not close to a 10% correction yet and haven't had a 10% correction in almost a year now since Liberation Day. April. So it's almost been a year. It's been 11 months since we had a 10% correction.